Right, let's just quickly show off our build. Go into stats. So, obviously we've leveled up Warrior to max. So, we've got the Warrior's HP and stamina. But obviously, the one thing we are lacking is the max strength that you get from Assassin. So I should have really leveled up Assassin to max and then switched over to Warrior because we would have been really OP. But then again, I mean, when I'm fighting strength-based enemies, this character's an absolute tank. But when it comes to magic, he just gets killed instantly. So he's, well, not instantly, but magic attacks he's very weak to. Obviously, my strength's, I mean, it's relatively high, but it could be a lot higher. I'm trying to get it to 4,000 at the moment, so it's still stuck at 3,606. So obviously to max out strength, obviously I've got a golden, golden upgraded Devil's Bane, pretty good, best sword in the game. So I'd say Fighter's definitely the best. Curse Light, pretty useful. I'd say because Fighter doesn't obviously use magic when you're fighting the living armors, this weapon is probably the most useful thing to have because obviously it has 979 base magic attack, and obviously it doesn't work with parapets, so it's just nice to have something that can be used against magic enemies. So Dragon Band, I believe that does extra strength damage, extra strength, extra strength. So these are all designed to scale your strength. So obviously Dragon Band, strength, Golden Belt, Martial Breakers, strength, Champion's Bangle, strength. But then the only problem is I can't seem to find any breaches or any like stuff that adds extra strength at the moment. I've been looking at the wiki to see if there's like stuff like in the game, like breaches that add extra strength, but I can't seem to find any. And I think there was a pair that was available, but I think it was only available in the original PS3 Xbox 360 version, so not Dark Risen. But then again, I don't know because I swear everything got ported over because it's based. Dragon's Dogma is just the Dark Risen is just an extension to the original game, so. I don't know. I need to look. I need to find a pair, and if I do, I will, use them. So obviously we've got Sovereign's Mantle, very useful. I've got a Vertigo Ring and some Baleful Nails, but I'd rather have two Master Rings that scale strength. But obviously, very difficult to find. I might see if my level 3 gear is a Master Ring. It's very unlikely. It's probably just a bunch of shit. Every time I purify a level 3 weapon, I always get magic shit. Always. I never, ever, ever get a warrior or a swordman's fucking weapon. I always get magic shit. Every time. Every time. So it's really fucking annoying. Right, so let's just get some level 3 gear. Is it a master ring? Yes, it is, but I've already got that. So it's fucking useless. So, obviously, to kill Damon, because it'll take us fucking like a minute to kill Damon. We've got obviously stamina stuff like mushroom pottage and mushrooms, godly anesthetic, blah 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 blah. Yeah, just like health shit. My inventory's a bit bloated at the moment. It's just full of shit. Obviously, you're gonna need Conqueror's Parapets. I think 40 is enough. The most important thing you need, really, though, is Wake Stones. That's basically all you need. They're really, really easy to get because if you finish the game, like the original base game, and you get to the Everfall, Wake Stones are just like everywhere. They're just like the most easiest shit to get. And to me, Wake Stones are like the most broken item in Dragon's Dogma because they basically just give you 1,000,000 lives. I mean, you could just keep respawning over and over again with Wake Stones. It just makes the game just way too fucking easy. Because everyone complains that, oh, Dragon's Dogma is really hard. I was like, really? I mean, when you complete the game and you get Wake Stones, the game is basically just giving you endless lives. It's basically like just invincibility mode. I can see why. I haven't finished Dragon's Dogma 2 yet, so I don't know, how OP Wake Stones are in Dragon's Dogma 2. But I know in Dragon's Dogma 1, Wake Stones are OP as fuck, so. So let's just get to the end of the level and just kill Damon. Really, really easy. Obviously, if you scale your damage or your strength to max, and you equip 2 Bloody Knuckles, it basically triples your strength. and then you can do some ridiculous damage. But because I'd rather use the weapon I have, it's just a lot easier because I find people say like, oh yeah, it's better to use Bloody Knuckle, and I'm thinking in my head, well, no, not really, because you have to keep equipping and unequipping your weapon all the time when you're fighting the daemon, because fighting him barehanded is a massive giant pain in the ass because you almost have no range with your weapon. Plus the fists have very limited range of motion as well, so they're pretty shit. They're not very good. Yeah, these walls are a pain in the ass. I absolutely hate these walls. I remember when I first completed Dragon's Dogma when I was a kid, and I got to Grand Soren. The first things I saw were those stupid fucking walls that shoot fireballs, and they just used to kill me every time. Because they're so OP, and they're such a pain in the ass. Like, they just kill all your pawns, because they just kill them from, like, ranged attacks, and then they just kill you really quickly. So I'm going to get some more level 3 weapons. I'm hoping this time I'll get a two-handed weapon. It's very unlikely, I'll probably just get more magic shit. I did try this glitch where if you change vocations, it's supposedly, and I mean supposedly in quotation marks, like change a vocation and switch back to your current vocation, it supposedly gives you the item you want. But I don't think it's going to work. It never works. It's never worked for me. It worked once, but I think that was just coincidence that I managed to get my sword, so... okay, let's just go... Because it just keeps giving me magic shit all the time. Did it just say lantern no fuel? No, it's half full. Better not be fucking not full. Otherwise I'll be fucking wandering around in the dark. Done that before, it's not fun. So when I used to play Ark Survival, I just used to turn up the fucking brightness. Just cheating. It's like see in the dark, you've been eating too many carrots, you can see in the dark. You get to your destination. You have now arrived at your destination. So we've got some 2 dragons down here. They're just a pain in the ass, so I'm just going to ignore them. They're just going to sit there and do fuck all. I mean, they will do shit when they see you. One's like magic, you can just obviously... there's like this... this thing where you just go around the corner and just totally ignore him. Bye-bye! The thing is with Dragon's Dogma, the end game does become a bit of a fetch quest. Like, you're not really... like... it's more like you're just trying to gather as many items as possible. It's very Monster Hunter-y when you think about it, when it's all just about loot and nothing else. Where you're just constantly trying to get really OP loot all the time. I mean, luckily Dragon's Dogma does have a lot of skill. It's not like Skyrim where you just basically just bash the... on PlayStation 3, I think it was R1, you just bash R1 and just until it's dead, and then you use a bunch of items. I mean, Dragon's Dogma, you got to dodge shit and climb enemies, and it actually requires skill, so... at least there's no eliminators there, because the eliminators are such a pain in the ass. I mean, I think the eliminators are some of the most annoying enemies in Dragon's Dogma, I know I've had a few headaches from them, just from how annoying they are. So obviously you get through the gate, a bunch of bullshit, okay there we go. Sometimes you get items if you break these vases, usually half-breed sauces if you're lucky, nothing, just crap. Okay, right, there he is. Right, now we just Conqueror's Parapet. Obviously you equip 4 Conqueror's Parapets, because 4 Conqueror's Parapets, well, parapets scale up to 4, so if you equip 4, it scales your damage up to its maximum possible value. So it took me a while to learn that, actually, because I used to just try and attack him with my base damage all the time and do like fuck all damage. Okay, this is why you want to use Wake Stones, because this guy's really bullshitty and he'll just spam you with magic, so as long as you have Wake Stones, he won't obviously be a huge pain in the ass. So this is what I mean about being a strength-based build. It is very hard because he's extremely weak to damage. See, if I was to be playing with my level 200 Mystic Knight, which is on my Nintendo Switch, I'd be able to easily tank those magic attacks. Like, my character would just tank those magic attacks. He probably wouldn't even feel them. But because I'm playing with a level 200 strength-based build, or fighter warrior, he's just super weak to magic, and he just gets killed immediately. As you can see, because this guy's strength-based attacks don't do very much damage to me, but his magic just absolutely tanks me. Probably just want to climb to his head, you know, because that's what you want to do. Climb to his head. Obviously make sure that you've got plenty of mushroom cottages or whatever, and just fucking go to town. Very quick, very easy. I think this has been like 2 minutes, I don't know. And he's dead. Very easy peasy. Now he's in his second form, which is, once again, you just got to keep attacking his legs. Obviously avoiding the magic, because obviously it's a one hit on a strength-based build. So, as you can see, I didn't even stand a chance against that. I've got 2 more wake stones, so luckily I've got 2 more lives. So, but once again, this guy does heavily rely on magic attacks in his final form, so if you are a strength-based build, you kind of preferably want to stay at the bottom and not climb him, because obviously he'll just keep spamming magic on you until you're dead, which is like, well, he's even doing it now and I'm at the bottom of him, so, you know, because he's such a bullshit. Yeah. I always used to find pawns were just completely useless against this guy, because obviously they don't use parapets, they only use their base attack. I mean, they do use parapets if you give it to them, but half the time they use it like rationally, so they'll only use it like once in a blue moon, or if they absolutely have to. So I always used to find pawns were absolutely useless against this guy. Like, they literally just did no damage. Like, I used to get level 200 pawns and wonder why they were doing no damage to him, and it's because you basically have to use parapets when you're fighting this guy. Like, you want to use magic defense parapets, and obviously, which is what I forgot to equip, but it doesn't matter, I've got wake stones, which are probably the most OP items in the game anyway. So just keep spamming, keep spamming, keep spamming, because he's spamming, so I may as well spam, so. Oh, man. You can go for quite a lot of parapets. That's why you want to have, what's his name as your beloved in the game, the bald guy with the mustache. I can't remember his name now. You know, you gotta save him, and he gives you all those parapets. I can't remember that guy's name. There is a quest where you gotta save him from some trial bullshit, and then if you save him, he gives you 1,000,000 parapets that you can just buy 1,000,000 from him. In the same sense that you can buy like 1,000,000 throw blasts from this lady in Cassidus. So obviously you gotta climb to his head again, and just spam, and just spam again. And look, you're just doing unbelievable. I'm just basically doing loads of damage now. So obviously this time he does tons and tons of stamina draining, like a ridiculous amount of stamina draining. So, you know, and he'll tank a lot of attacks in this state as well. So, as you can see, he's really tanking these headshots. And then, obviously, we just spam. Keep spamming, keep spamming, keep spamming. Oh shit, we've ran out of parapets. Wait there. Keep spamming, keep spamming, keep spamming, and he's dead. Right, then he drops a bunch of bullshit that you gotta pick up. What is that? Let me guess, armor. Yes, bareback armor level 3. We've already got loads of those. I don't really use them that much, because obviously I'm a strength build, so I mainly want things that scale strength. I don't really care much about. I mean, there are level 3 armors that do scale strength, I believe, so. Okay, level 3 weapon. Okay, Moonbeam Gems. Armor level 3. Hopefully there'll be a polycrystal in here. Nope, just a novelty, which we're not going to use. I'd rather a gear. Because novelties are just like, oh, you get this thing that you've already got. And it'll just keep giving you the same shit that you've already got. I think that's what annoys me about Dragon's Dogma, is it does kind of just keep giving you the same items all the time. Alright, so that was quick. Hopefully the level 3 weapon's going to be good this time. I'm very doubtful, it's probably going to be more bullshit. And it's a magic item. Yep, it's a magic item. And we've got about 100 million Dominion Claws. Yeah, we've got 3. 3 Dominion Claws. Yeah, that's how many fucking... Yeah, we've got 3 Dominion Claws and 2 Sanguine Stalks. And we're a strength build. So, yeah, really, really fucking annoying. Luckily, with the Sanguine Stalk, we can sell that. Because obviously we're never going to use it, because we're a strength build. I mean, I might give it to my pawn, so I might actually keep it. I'll probably keep 1. Or actually, if I keep it in my inventory, there is a chance that, you know, it'll just obviously, you know, it'll stay there, and I don't know. But yeah, that's basically it. I mean, I can kill Damon in like fucking minutes, but near the end of the game, or at the end game, should I say, Dragon's Dogma basically just becomes a fetch quest. That's literally what it is. It's a fetch quest. And it's just a grindy fetch quest with good combat. And, I mean, the story's good. Base game story I like. You know, a lot of people don't like the story because they find it a bit confusing, but once you think about it a bit more, it actually does kind of make sense in a way, because, you know, the whole point of the game is it's like a never-ending cycle, and your goal is to break the cycle, which is, in my opinion, an interesting and unique concept / story, because it's like your character's trying to break the cycle, and I think it's kind of sad that in the game, though, at the end game, the only way to break the cycle is basically to kill yourself, which kind of sucks. You know, it's a bit dark, and I can see why the game got an 18 rating because of that, because it's basically your character stabbing himself in the heart, and that's basically the end of the game. But, I mean, still, I mean, I've just spoiled the end game, by the way, which is ridiculous, but, I mean, still, it's just an interesting story, in my opinion, interesting concept. Interesting characters, interesting everything. I mean, as a kid, I mean, this really was a very unique and interesting experience that I just couldn't compare to anything else. And I actually like Dragon's Dogma a lot more than I liked Skyrim. And I thought the story in Dragon's Dogma was better than Skyrim. Because I found Skyrim's story to be, you know, quite abrupt, kind of ends very quickly. And once it has ended, it doesn't really make too much of an impact to the world, really. It kind of just continues as if like, oh yeah, you've just done that thing and now we're just going to keep going. And then I guess the DLC is what carried the game, in my opinion. At least that's just my personal opinion on Skyrim, is the DLC carried the game. Dragon's Dogma, I'd say Dark Arisen definitely carries the game, because if it didn't exist then, well, I don't think people would still be playing Dragon's Dogma, because most of your time is going to be spent playing Dark Arisen. Like, most of your time. I mean, 99.9% of your time playing Dragon's Dogma is going to be playing Dark Arisen, because the Everfall's easy, the base game's easy, it's all very easy, but Dark Arisen is not easy. Dark Arisen is hard, because it's a fetch quest. And I do think it is a real shame that the endgame punishes you. And by punishes you, I mean, like, for example, you've got to try and find all these exploits to get all these items. Otherwise, the game's just going to keep throwing, like, for example, you purify, like, 7 level 3 weapons, and they're all just magic shit in your strength build. I mean, that's what really annoys me about Dragon's Dogma. The original Dragon's Dogma is all the bullshit. And luckily there are a lot of mods being developed at the moment that does fix the bullshit, so, which is really good to see. You know, stuff that obviously fixes the final battle with the Seneschal, you know, because the Seneschal is like a 5-second fucking fight. I mean, it takes like seconds. I mean, once you get to level 200, you can basically one-hit, which is a joke, you know, considering it's the final battle of the entire game that basically resets your entire save. You know, well, story save, not your base, like, you know, not your character's level, but I mean, I usually only ever finish the game completely when I want to get some items that I can't get after defeating the dragon. Such as, I think it's like a full set of swordsman's armor or something that you have to do a story quest. You know, like side quest weapons and armor, because some of them do scale strength and magicka and can be very useful. You know, but usually after killing the dragon, you can still get most, and I mean most, of the base game weapons and armors. You know, including like Eden's Warden, Alamace, and basically all of those items. There isn't really anything you can't get, other than like very, very, very specific items. You know, like ones that require you to go to the Witchwood and things like that. So, but I mean, the thing is with Dragon's Dogma's story is it definitely does benefit because there aren't many mods at the moment that scale the mobs to your level. I know there was world difficulty, but obviously I used to find world difficulty to be quite buggy, and I just didn't find it as as interesting as maybe just a simpler mod, which basically just adds more darker as enemies to the base game, which is kind of really all you want. I used to find that world difficulty used to keep like it would change the enemies' colors and it would mess with their health bars and their it would kind of just mess with the game too much, the base game, and it would kind of mess things up a bit. It would cause glitches with story and other glitches. It was very buggy, very glitchy. I believe it's also locked behind a paywall, which is also not good in my opinion, because I think every Dragon's Dogma mod should be free. Same with Skyrim, I think all mods should be free. I don't think you should be paying for mods. So that's kind of just why I don't really use it. So, and plus I heard that the creator of the mod is very restrictive with sharing information about the mod, which is also not right in my opinion. I do believe that once you've discovered something, like in the game's code or like something about a mod, you should share that information. You shouldn't keep it locked up, because it seems like the world difficulty mod is the only mod that does that because of the fact that the creator is restricting the knowledge or the information that he has, where he's like found a bunch of stuff hidden within the game's code that allows you to do something, but then he's keeping that to himself. He's not telling anyone, and then obviously then the paywall, and it's like, yeah, it just doesn't sound right to me. I don't agree with it, so that's why I don't use it really. There is another mod in development that I'm really, really looking forward to. I think there was quite a few YouTube channels about it, YouTube videos, and I have been following the creator, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. I think it's called Project Dragon Force or something, so I think that'll definitely 100% be the best mod for Dragon's Dogma. Because I know Dragon's Dogma is a very difficult game to mod. I mean, if you could mod Dragon's Dogma like you could mod Skyrim, I mean, Dragon's Dogma would probably be like the best fucking RPG ever. Like, just best, hands down. But because obviously it's difficult to mod, it's a good RPG. It's a good game. It's actually one of my favourites, but it's just obviously it gets repetitive, and then with Skyrim, because of all the mods, you can always explore something new and add something new, and it's like, yeah, so. Right, let's go and kill the Daemon again. I'm going to try that exploit where you switch your vocation and see if that works, because I'm sick to death of getting magic items. It's just so bullshitty. I don't think it's going to work. It never worked the first time. Well, no, it worked once, and then it never worked again. So either they've patched the glitch or just, I don't know. So obviously we've got these two drakes, really annoying. Just ignore them. There's no point killing these, I don't think, because as far as I'm aware, you have to kill like 4 or 5 of them to Dragon Forge your equipment, and I'd say killing one's enough bullshit, so, yeah. I know, the 2 best vocations in the game would have to be Mystic Knight and Assassin. I think all the other vocations just don't compare to those 2. I mean, I love Warrior because he's so much fun to one-hit enemies with, but because he's so static in terms of his combat and, limited range of motion, and it's like he's just not the best class to play as at all, because he's just way too static, with strength and everything. He just kind of just he's very limited with what he can do compared to other classes. So obviously, back to square one. Let's see if we can do it even quicker this time. So just, once again, he's going to spam attacks, I'm going to spam attacks, so we're like 2 pieces of it. That's why I love that attack. Antler Toss is just amazing. It's just, it does so much damage. I mean, I think that's a really underrated skill in my opinion, Antler Toss, because it was originally meant for Harpies, but I always end up using it like just randomly, like this for example, like just a random enemy. I never use it on Harpies. Oh, it's because I got no stamina, that's why. Oh, bro, I hate this fucker. It's so bullshit. Well, why not discard? Did it just discard the item? No, it's because I got a glitch on my controller and I got fucking drift. At least I didn't discard a fucking sword or something that I actually need. Imagine if I discarded my Devil's Bane. Fuck me, bro. It took like 10 years to get another one. I haven't been too interested in any of the exploits, you know, like the cheats, because obviously I don't cheat, so... You know. I know there's cheats where you can get all the items in the game and all that bollocks, but I don't use that. I'm not a cheat, I'm a sweat. You know, I like to earn my shit. I'd say exploiting is different than cheating because exploiting requires skill, like glitching and exploiting, so... Okay, don't hit me. Whatever you do, do not hit me with that attack. I can almost guarantee he's probably going to hit me with that attack. Because Drang's Dom's hitboxes are just unpredictable. Like, you think you're not going to get hit and you get hit. It's like Monster Hunter hitboxes, they always used to be unpredictable. You know, so that's what I mean, like, how did that hit me? I was nowhere near it, I was under it. It's like, what the actual fuck? See, what? How? I was nowhere near him! See, the hitboxes are just unpredictable. You don't know when you're going to be hit. And I've seen, like, some really powerful OP players, like, people who are, like, experts at the game, get destroyed on an easy fight, just purely because of how fucking glitched the hitboxes are. Oh, I don't know if I can be fucked through this again, man. I'm already resistant to petrification, so I'm just gonna go through that. Oh no, I'm not resistant to that, though. I didn't even see that coming. I've still got 4 wake stones, so I'm just gonna use all my wake stones, so... Yeah, fuck it. Oh, man. I feel like playing this game lying on my bed, to be honest. I'm sitting in my gaming chair, but, you know, it's more comfortable to just lie on your ass and play it. Alright, Damon does more bullshit, because that's what he does. He is a bullshit enemy. God, I wish I had enough room for a sofa in my place, because I'd love to play this game on a sofa. You know, that's why I keep pausing the game. I'm trying to get comfortable, because I'm sat in this chair for like fucking ages. Okay. Man. I'm actually playing this on my laptop, funnily enough. So obviously my laptop can play this at like max settings at 60 FPS. So. And it's not even a gaming laptop, it's just it's a work laptop that's got 16 gigs of RAM. And a very, very, very optimizable GPU, which is really good for older games. You know, I've been using it to play Skyrim, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. I think the only thing is, even though it's very optimizable, I do think it could do with a lot more VRAM. You know, it's just my personal preference. I think it's got about 512 megabytes of VRAM, which sounds like nothing on paper. Eh? What happened there? Yo! We only had 1 wake stone. Yo! What? Bro, I thought I had 4, man. That's just us fucking not paying attention. Alright. Let's just spam the fuck out of this guy. Oh, fuck me, bro. I hate this guy so much. He's such a bullshit enemy. I think every enemy is bullshit. Every enemy. Every single one. I just can't be fucking bothered. Just let me win. It won't let me climb to the head. It just won't let me do it. It's like saying, like, no. It's like, look, he's trying to climb down, he can't. Because Damon's such a fucking bullshit fucking pain in the ass. Is he gonna let me do it now? No. I mean, it's close enough, so. Alright. Okay, now it's time to do this. See, it doesn't do that much damage, even on the legs. It just does, like, very bare minimum. That's why you want 2 master rings. But everything's so hard to get on endgame. Like, everything's such a fucking fetch quest. Right, I bet if Dragon's Dogma was online, everybody would just cheat. And that's probably why Dragon's Dogma has always been offline, because if it was online, everybody would cheat. I mean, nobody would play the game properly. It'd be like Terraria, everybody would just cheat. Nobody would play the game properly. And I swear that's why they just stopped adding so much shit into Terraria, because they just found that everybody was just getting it online and cheating and using jailbreaks on their console to get things that weren't even in the game. Wow, I'd always laugh when my friend would say, "Oh my god, that item's not even in the game," and we were like playing on PlayStation. You go, "What the fuck is that? What is that? That's not in the game. He's cheating. He's using cheats. Being a naughty boy, using cheats." Oh man. Oh. Yeah, that's a bit more comfortable now. Yeah. Alright, he's probably gonna do that magic shit now, so I'm just gonna obviously climb him now before he opens up the void. Just gotta be quick now. There we go. Oh, perfect, we're just the right spot there. Problem is, he drains so much stamina with this attack. And that's what I love about this fight, it's so unique, like what you have to do to finish him off, it's so unique. Right, should we do a finishing move? Finishing move. There we go. Imagine if there was a third form, that would be even funnier. You'd have to like have full parapets just to do base damage. Okay, let's see. Well, level 3. I was about to say level 3 then. We got polycrystals. No, just another novelty. Yeah, go through here, back to the entrance. And we're going to try that thing now. We're going to switch location and see if it works. Which I don't think it will. It never does, it never will, so... But we'll try it anyway. Okay, change skills, change location, warrior, change your equipment. Now we change back. Change location, back to fighter. No. And we'll see if it works. Alright, here we go. What's that item? Oh, that's for the Mystic Knight. I mean, I don't mind having that item, but, yeah, the glitch doesn't work, so, you know, the exploit doesn't work, so that's not the item we wanted. We wanted a two-handed weapon, so we can finish off our warrior build, because that's what our character is. It's a max-level warrior, and it still hasn't given us a warrior item, so no, that's not what we wanted, but I mean, at the same time, I'll still take it, because obviously that would be very useful for a Mystic Knight, because obviously a Mystic Knight is very useful in a strength build, so, you know, because the Mystic Knight, if we equip the Mystic Knight, you know, very useful in a strength build, because obviously he uses all of the one-handed weapons, and he also has a very nice, powerful, yes, powerful mace. Wow, that is a very powerful weapon. Verge of Madness. Look at that. I wonder what that does. Let me verify it. Does a little bit more damage. See how much damage it does now. Yeah, that does a lot. That does a lot of damage. I think if you Dragon Forge that, I think it would actually do more damage than the Devil's Bane. I actually think it would do more damage than the Devil's Bane. I mean, I haven't. I'm yet to find out, but I mean, it is a pretty powerful weapon, and especially considering it uses all the same attacks, you know, as well. So we just have to. Well, I wonder if we can scale it with, you know, our armor. Oh, that's so cool. We can wear all the same armor that we were wearing. That's really good. See, one and then a Vertigo Ring. How much damage does it do now? Wow, yo, that's gonna do way more damage than the Devil's Bane. That's gonna do way more damage. I almost guarantee that's gonna do way more damage. 2,901. That is a lot of damage. Obviously, combined with the Mystic Knight's abilities with magic, it is gonna be a very, very useful class. Because I know it scales with magic. I don't know how much Magicka attack we do. Oh, so we do very, very little magic. We do 271 magic, which is terrible. But then if you use Parapets, it actually gets better. So, you know. Change stored items. Dark Buckler. There you go. Yeah, so that Dark Buckler does quite a bit of magic, so I don't think it scales anything particular. It definitely looks cool. I mean, we definitely 100% look cool. Yeah. Definitely looks cool. Right, is there anything we want to purify? Probably not. I think all I'm going to want to do really now is Dragon Forge the Mace and just see if it's more powerful than, you know, than the thingy-bob. Yeah. I think the weapon we're carrying doesn't do very much magic damage. Curse the Light, so... 258 base magicka, 979, so I mean, as a Mystic Knight, I mean, it still does about 979 magicka. Obviously, you can enhance that with parapets, so that's kind of just the only thing you really want to do, is just, obviously, scale it with parapets. And I can imagine you doing a lot more damage then. This is the thing. I mean, the end game of Dragon's Dogma is basically a fetch quest. And, you know, and I do hope obviously, with all these new mods coming out, they can change that a bit and make it a bit more of a, you know, a combat skill-based game, like Dark Souls, rather than a fetch quest, because I know Dark Souls is 100% not a fetch quest. I've played enough Dark Souls to know it's not about, you know, loot. It's about skill, because you can still play like up to end game with little to no equipment, because Dark Souls is a skill-based game, and your progression is based on skill. So, you know, that's just something that, you know, that I've seen with other games, and I hope that they can implement that into Dragon's Dogma with mods, because, you know, obviously, it just increases the replayability, because obviously, you know, Dragon's Dogma only gives you one save slot, which is supposed to encourage you to replay the game over and over again as different classes, but in reality, it just makes people want to mod stuff in, which is what they've already done, so, you know. But the only problem with modding in different save slots is not as simple as just adding an extra slot in the menu, like you think it would be. Instead, it's literally having to change files in File Explorer, and changing folders, and moving things around, and having to store things on your desktop, which I just think is really awkward. I'd rather just have it more simple, like in-game, but then again, I guess that's more complicated, so... But yeah, I'll probably have a go at playing Mystic Knight now for a while, see if I can get him to scale with strength, because I know he'll definitely beat everything up if he's got a very powerful mace. And it'll be handy because obviously when it comes to the living armor, you've got Curse Light, which scales with the parapets, and then obviously you can enhance your weapon with an enchantment, which I don't know if that would increase magic damage, but it'd just be very, very useful. And it might even make the daemon easier, because then you can just fire loads of holy light balls at him, and in a way, I'd say Mystic Knight is definitely one of the strongest builds in the game. Just by sheer usefulness, as well as Assassin being probably one of the strongest strength builds in the game. I always recommend people to level up as Assassin, and because the only problem with Mystic Knight, if you level up as Mystic Knight like I did on the Switch, it levels each attribute equally, but then the only problem with that is it doesn't have one single attribute that can one-hit everything like it can if you were like leveling up Assassin, where you could just one-hit something with strength, or if you were like leveling up a Sorcerer, and you could just one-hit something with Magicka. So, it's just like you want some, you want one base skill that can just basically decimate everything. So, it's just my personal preference, and most people's personal preference is to level up one base skill that can basically destroy anything. It's like One Punch Man with his one punch, he needs that one base skill that can just kill everything, So, right, I think I'll end it here, and yeah, this is my character in Dragon's Dogma.